Okay, good. All right. Someone want to describe to me what we're doing? Yeah.
So I think we're using a sequential circuit to like operate a water vending machine
Mm-hmm.
that has about like 5 states,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like reading how many points we're getting in. So 5 cents, 10 cents, 15, 20, and operating based on that. We have 3 inputs and 2 outputs.
Yep. That's it. Exactly. All right. And then it's a Moore type machine. Have y'all talked about Moore and Mealy yet? Okay, so the difference between Moore and Mealy means that a Moore machine means that its output depends just on the current state that it's in, and a Mealy machine depends on the current state that it's in and the inputs that it just got. Of course, the state that it's in depends on inputs it got before, but for a Mealy machine, it depends on both its input, both the state that it's in and the inputs it just got. But this one is supposed to be a Moore type machine. So I'm going to see. I've never tried this before. Let me see if this works. Okay, so we have our descriptions are given here of you can have no coin, you can receive 5 cents, you can receive 10 cents, you can receive 25 cents, and those are denoted by various states of A and B. And then your actions are do nothing, give 5 cents change, give 10 cents change, and dispense a water. And we have to figure out what state diagram would go with this. So, let's see. See if this works. It'll be fun. I haven't used a smart board in a while. This isn't a smart board, but it's like one. Okay. So our reset state. That's not fast enough. Sorry. So our reset state is going to correspond to no coin. And when we have a Moore type machine, since the output depends just on what state it's in, we can write the output right on top of this state here. So what output is going to go along with being in the reset state?
0.
Which means do nothing. So 0, 0. And I'm going to go ahead and put in, even though you can read these as 0, 1, 2, and 3, I'll go ahead and put them in with their 2-bit state because that'll be helpful in coding. Okay, so now we can receive A and B. So we have 4 possible things that can happen. So we can receive 0, 0, we can receive 0, 1, we can receive 1, 0, or we can receive 1, 1. So those are our 4 possibilities. So what happens if we receive 0, 0?
We go reset.
Oh yeah, we just go back to where we were. So 0, 0. And I'm just going to write it like that, 0, 0. So I'm just going to put the numbers on the state are the output, and the numbers on the arrow are the input. Okay, so the next thing we can do is we can receive 5 cents. That's clearly going to be a different state than having nothing. So this is have 5 cents. But what are we going to do if we have, so you're coming up to the water machine, water costs 20 cents, and you have only nickels, so you put in some nickels and you put in 5 cents. Apparently you can't, you can never put in 15 cents in this machine. It's just not allowed. I guess like it explodes or something. So maybe you put in 5 cents and then 2 dimes. I don't know why you would do that. Uh, oh, right. I remember I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, but last year I told a student uh, never worry about putting in like 5 cents and then putting in 25 cents because you would never do that because the water only costs 20 cents, but then the lab TA took off for not having considered that. So anyway, that's something to be aware of. But would you ever put in just 5 cents? Let's see, 5 cents and then 10 cents. I don't think you would ever put in just a nickel, would you? Because you can't ever have 15 cents. So if you put in 5 and then you put in 5 more, that would mean you receive 10. But you can't put in another nickel. Oh, but you could put in a dime. Wait, but that's not an option up there? Oh, those aren't states. Those are just things you can put. All right, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Okay, I understand now. These are not states. These are just possible inputs. Okay, got it. You can put it. You can have 15 cents. All right. So if you have 5 cents, what is your output for having 5 cents? Do nothing. All right. Now, what if you have you put in 10 cents? What is that the same state as having 5 cents? It's not the same state, so it's a different state. But is your output still going to be the same? Yeah.
Well, then. Oh.
You want the vending machine to know you put in a dime and not a nickel.
Oh,
so those are different states.
Oh, you can put 3 possible.
You can put
digits.
4 in because
Yeah,
you have two digits. Okay, and if you put in a quarter,
You put a quarter, that'd be 1-1.
that'd be 1-1. And what kind of state are you going to be in? Yeah, so that's a question. So do you dispense the water or do you give 5 cents change? If the amount received exceeds 20 cents, then return the correct change to the customer. I think what that means is all the states below do nothing, give a water. It's just the 5 cent change and the 10 cents change also give change. That's how I read it. But you could read it differently. You could read it that you dispense the water and then you have a new state that gives change. And I know the person who wrote this liked for students to be able to have different interpretations. I don't know if what your lab TA is gonna think. So how do y'all want to do it? Do y'all want to do it that if you put in enough to get water, that we assume that if you're getting change, you also are getting water? Or do you want to have a state where you get water and then another state where you get change? That if you put in enough to get change, you're also getting a water. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me, and I'm pretty sure that's what I did last year too. So so we're just going to assume that you also get water for each of these if you get change. Okay, so this would be, you put in 25 cents, so you would get 5 cents change. And so your output would be 01. You get 5 cents. Okay. All right. So now We have to go through all possibilities for each one of these. So if you have 5 cents and you just sit there and you're just standing in front of the machine and there's a long line behind you, but you're just standing there doing nothing, what happens? You stay where you are. It still has 5 cents. If you put in 5 more cents, what happens?
You go to that second.
Yeah. If you put in 10 cents, what happens?
You get a new state.
Yep. This state is you have 15 cents. What's your output for this state? Right? And if you have 5 cents, oh yeah, this is the one that I said was a don't care because you would never put in 5 cents and then put in 25 cents, but there were people who disagreed with me. But if you put in 5 cents and then put in 25 cents, you could then get 10 cents change. So we'll go ahead and do that, right? Okay. And what state is that? 1-0. All right, so that's going to be a little different from what I did last year. All right, so now which state do we want to go to next? Let's go to this state where you put in 25 cents, you gave 5 cents change, and you dispensed the water. And okay, so now if you do nothing, you go back to the reset stage. You're not going to stay where you are because staying where you are gives 5 cents change. If you stayed where you are, that would be a cool machine because you just get to stand there and it just keeps giving you nickels for doing nothing. Okay, so that's you do nothing, it goes there. If you put in 5 cents, where do you go? No, you just have 5 because you from this state you had put in 25. There's nothing in the machine right now. It gave you 5 cents change. So if you put in 5 cents, you go to the have 5 cents. If you put in 10 cents, you go here. And if you put in 25, you go back to where you were. Does that all make sense?
I see 3 numbers. 0.
That's a slash. I didn't mean to write a slash. Slash usually means I'm indicating an input and an output, and that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so now let's say I'm at
We didn't do the metal one.
now there's a lot we haven't done yet. Okay, so we're down here, and we gave out 10 cents. That's because we had 5 and we put in a quarter, so there was 30, so we gave 10 cents change, but there's nothing left in there. And so since that's the case, if you do nothing, you go back to reset. I did the 0, 0 again. If you put in 5 cents, you go here. You put in 10 cents, you go here. And if you put in a quarter, you're going to go here. And now let's see. So now if we have 10 cents, so I'm right here, we've put 10 cents in. If we put 5 cents in, where do we go?
Where?
So I'm at this state where
You go to the bubble in the bottom left.
Actually I think bottom right, which is have 15 cents.
Yeah. Wait, that's.
Oh, it's kind of, it depends on what it's right of this one, but left on the, yeah. So that's 0, 1. Did I say what to do with 0, 0? I didn't. You always have to go through all of your possibilities. So if you do nothing, you stay where you are. If you have 10 cents and you put in 10 more cents, what do? You have exactly 20 cents, which means you dispense water, but you don't give any change. And dispensing water with no change is dispensing water with no change is 1, 1. And so let's see, we did.
What number did it took to get there?
Good question. I think it was 10 cents, right? Which is 1, 0.
Okay.
Just a one. Here at give 10 cents, you have 1, 1. Why do you go to give 5 cents?
Give 10 cents. And you have 1, 1. Oh.
Don't call me. I'm worrying.
Because you have 10 cents and you put in a quarter, that would give you 35 cents, which we don't have that as an option. What's the most change we can give? 10 cents. So I'm going to change this to be so you have 10. Wait. Oh, no. That was give. Okay, this was have 5 cents. Okay, this was have 5 cents, and then you put in 25 cents. Okay, yeah, no, this one makes sense. Okay, so when it says give 10 cents, that means you don't have anything left. And so this one means if you put in a quarter, you go to the state where you put in a quarter. So this state right here, what this one is, means that you received 30 cents total. So you gave back 10. You gave 10 cents and water. But now you're sitting there and you don't have anything. So if you receive a quarter next time, then that means that you give 5 cents change and a water. And that's why you go back to that one. Who asked that question? Does it make sense now?
Yeah, one.
Okay, we'll review it. Okay, and then do that one, do that one, do that one. So if you have 10 cents and then you got a quarter, that'd be 35. That's not really an option, so we're gonna say this don't care, because we're just gonna assume that never happens. Yes.
Couldn't we, if you have 10, and then you get 25 and you have 35, could you not return more and then go back to have 15? Or,
Yep, you could do that. That would be a new state. Let's see, how would we set that up?
Which one would you think would be like easier for us to deal with?
I got it. It's easiest for you to just play around with it and just be thinking about these things. So I want you to be thinking about all of these things. So let's say that we did. Okay, so that would be that we would go to a state where so this is going to be completely different from what I did last year, but that's okay. There are different ways of doing this. You just have to be able to explain it when you demo your project. So this would be that you get a quarter, and then so you have 35, so let's say you give 10 cents change. And you have 5 cents left. Okay, and then we'll figure out what we do from that next time. So you have 5 cents left, so we'll just keep that in mind. And then let's go to, you have 15 cents if you do nothing, that's 0, 0. If you get 5 cents, you go to dispense water. If you get 10 cents, then that's the same as getting a quarter, which is going up here. And if you get 25 cents, then you have 40 cents. So let's say you give 10 cents and you still have 10 cents. Okay, so now, what do you have to show in lab? What does anyone remember? Do you have to show your state diagram or just your state table? Diagram. Okay, so we have to finish the diagram. Okay, so now I don't really want to start over and waste time, but it's just getting so crowded. So now from dispense water, if you do nothing, you're going to go back to your reset. If you get 5 cents, you're going to go to the 5 cent state. If you get 10 cents, you're going to go to the 10-cent state. And if you get 25 cents, you'll go to the 25-cent state. Now, if you're in this state right here, then if you do nothing, you go back to reset. And then I'm just going to put a note on here for 1, 0, 0, 1, and 1, 1. You do the same as the 5-cent state. The only reason that we don't say it's exactly the same as the 5-cent state is this state gives 10 cents change. And so if we were to say to go back to this state, then every time you did nothing, you would just get a dime. So you would keep getting a dime. So if you do nothing, you have to go back to reset. But if anything else happens, you do the same as the 5-cent state. And the same is going to be true here with this 10-cent state, and you have 10 cents. That would be that you go back to the reset if you do nothing. Otherwise, for 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, do the same as 5-cent state. Now, if you want a simpler model, was it the same directions as last year? From anyone who watched the video, or is it slightly different?
Slightly different.
Slightly different. Okay. So it's more than slightly different because this is a much trickier diagram. We could simplify it by throwing in some don't cares by saying, people wouldn't do this, but this diagram is the most comprehensive and it takes care of everything, and it's still not going to be that bad to code. So let's take a look at let's just describe our states now in words. So we have reset, have no cents, have 5 cents, have 10 cents, dispense water, give 5 cents change, give 5 cents change, no, give 10 cents change and still have 5 cents. Give 10 cents change and still have 10 cents. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have 15 cents and have 20 cents. No, wouldn't have 20 cents. So have 15 cents. Does anyone know which one I'm missing, or did I count wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I think it's just the give 10 cents.
Oh, give 10 cents, right. Give 10 cents change, yeah.
Does it have to be in order, or does it really
It doesn't matter. So now let's make a state table.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
Whenever you're going to displaying water, which one, where did it go for 0, 1 again?
If you just dispensed water,
Yeah, after displaying water, 0, 1.
if then you would go to have 5 cents. Because after you dispense water, you've got nothing left. But if you get 0, 1, that means someone put a nickel in. So you go to the state of having 5 cents, which is going to be right. It's this one right here.
Oh, and 0 and 0, 1, what would it be?
So dispense water. Did I not do the ones from dispense? Yeah, I did it around right there. So that should have. I didn't put the 0, 1 on it.
Yeah.
So it's on this arrow right here, the one that goes from dispense water all the way around to have 5 cents.
And 0, 1 goes to reset.
No, 0, 0 goes to reset. 0, 1 goes to have 5 cents.
Oh, I mean 1, 0. My bad.
No, 1, 0 means you put in 10 cents,
Okay.
and so 1, 0 is right here. We can make this look neater. Let's see. Now that we know what it looks like.
I can work it.
Yeah.
On the give 10 cents, have 10 cents state,
Mm-hmm.
which one is the one that's going to it?
That would be that. Let's see. You have 15.
Oh, this diagram. Wow.
Let's see. Give 10 cents, have 10 cents. Where would that come from? You had 15 and you put in a quarter, right? So that would be 1, 1. Yeah. So right there. So I forgot to write that 1, 1. And this 0, 0 goes with the arrow that's curling around. But we'll make it a little bit neater on this other page.
Where did we say the 15 cents would go at 0, 1?
Well, I'm going to redo all of them right here. So if you just hold on, we're going to get to all of them.
Alright.
Okay, so those are our 9 states. Reset, you have 5 cents, you have 10 cents, you have 15 cents, or you got exactly 20 and you dispense water. You got 25, so you give 5 cents change. You got 30 cents, so you give 10 cents change. You got 35 cents, so you give 10 cents change, but you still have 5 cents. You got 40 cents, so you give 10 cents change, but you still have 10 cents. So those are our states. And so from our reset state, if we have, if we get a nickel, that's a 0-1, we go here. If we get a dime, that's 1-0, we go here. If we get a quarter, that's 1-1, we go here. And if we do nothing, we stay here. From have 5 cents, if we do nothing, we stay here. If we put in a nickel, we go here. If we put in a quarter, that gets us, well, let's put in a dime first. If we put in a dime, we have 15 cents. And if we put in a quarter, we have 30 cents. So that's 30 cents means 30 cents means we give 10 cents change. Yep.
Doesn't it give 5?
No, because the water costs 20 cents.
Oh.
So if we put in a quarter, it had 5 cents. If we put in a quarter, it now has 30. So it'll give 10 cents change. Okay, now if I have 10 cents and I do nothing, I stay where I am. If I put in 5 cents, then I have 15. I'm going to do like a digital logic diagram. That's not the good color. Now I'll go ahead and draw it all the way up. This is put in a nickel. If I put in a dime, I dispense water. If I have 10 cents and I put in a quarter, then I have 35. So I would give 10 cents and I would still have 5 cents left. If you have 15 cents and you don't do anything, you stay where you are. Yeah, I'm glad it's not me. If I have 15 cents and I put in 5 cents, I dispense water. If I have 15 cents and I put in 10 cents, I give 25 cents change. If I have 15 cents and I put in 25 cents, then I have 30 cents. So I give 10 cents change. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. This is deep mathematics.
We can tell.
Okay, and then Okay, so from dispensing water, it's going to be, I'm going to do a shortcut on this one. I'm going to say 0, 0 takes me back to reset. And I'm going to say, rather than drawing a bunch of more arrows, I'm going to say that for if I get 0, 0, go back to reset, but for anything else, I'm going to behave as if I was at reset.
You can just put side note aside and the TA would still count it.
I
You would know.
don't know. I think so. In the past, usually whatever I say seems to work. So there's only been rare occasions that, and I've mentioned them in here when it doesn't work like that. Yes.
You have, if you give 5 cents back
Yes.
and you put in another 25, don't you go back to the same state?
You do. But that is also going to be the same as saying you behave like reset.
No, I'm talking about the give 5 cents state.
I haven't done that one yet.
You put the line for 1, 1, right?
I did. And what did I say? I said, oh yeah, so that was wrong.
What was wrong?
Oops.
Was that pink line wrong?
No, I'll show you what's wrong. Okay, so for the give 5 cents, that means you have nothing. So if you get a quarter, you should go back to where you are. Yes. So what did I say? Give 10 cents. No, that's not right. Thank you. So this line right here is wrong. So 1, 1 should go back to where it was.
So, assuming if this is a give and half of one,
What's that?
there's a give there, starting off with nothing. Basically.
Yes, correct.
I thought it meant like this money you get back. I thought you were like using it or something. It says give 5, you ever start off with 5 or something.
No, if it says just give, that means you have 0. So you give 5, you have 0. And give 10, have 0. And dispense water and have 0. So why did I have anything on this square anyway? What was that supposed to be for?
15 cents. Like compounding it with 1, 0, 10 cents. Like from the.
Have 15 cents. So from have 15 cents. So what were you saying?
I think it was like if you have 15 and get 10 and you give 5, like you were
Yes.
from the 0 0.
Oh, right. So that's what that was supposed to be. Okay, so if I have 15 cents and I get 25, how much total do I have? 40. So where should I go from?
Give 10 half.
Yeah.
Oh, I exited.
No, you didn't because it wasn't quite going to the right place, right? No. If you have 15 and you put in a quarter, you have 40. So that should take you, that should take you to have 10, give 10. Okay. Now what was your question?
Oh no, I was about to ask if you have a pencil.
I have a pen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little asterisk on each of these. And rather than drawing lines, because that would make it kind of messy, so if you have nothing, so you gave change but you have nothing, then if you do nothing, then you go back to reset. But if you get something, then you behave as if you were at reset. And this one, I'm going to put in a little asterisk. Well, I'll say, nope, that's not right. You have 5 cents. So it's going to, will it behave always like the 5-cent one? Yes.
If you do nothing, could you just say 5?
Yeah, and which would be this, yes. So this would be, so it will always behave like the 5-cent, because the 5-cent, if it does nothing. So the difference between this one and the 5-cent one is only in the output. That's what was different. Last year's was a mealy machine. That's what was different, because this would be a lot simpler if we could, you'll get there.
You'll get there.
But we can't combine it with the 5-cent machine because it has a different output. So this is, yeah, this is really a melee machine that we're forcing to act as a Moore machine. So it behaves like has 10 cents. That's just in terms of the next state. All right, so this is a neater diagram. Does anyone? I will be posting this if I actually manage to record it, but does anybody want to take a picture before I go to the next slide? I recommend that you don't try to turn in this picture as your prelab.
Wait, can I submit the one that I had before, the one that you did before?
Sure. I just said don't submit the picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, just curious.
yeah.
No, I'm curious. Like, is that a part of the?
This is part of the prelab.
So I need both that and the other.
No. This diagram or the neat diagram are the same thing. It's just a neater version of it. But you also have to have a state table, I think, and that's what I'm going to do next.
I'm just making sure you didn't change any numbers.
I don't think so.
I was making sure.
I don't think so. Let's see. Prelab designed the machine. It at the start of the lab, show your state diagram work. Also to be submitted with the report. You also want a state, yeah. So we're also going to want a state table, even though it doesn't say to do one. It's going to be a lot easier to work with than that diagram.
What's the name for that block diagram that you just did? Or the specific?
It's called a state diagram, and what I'm doing right now is a state table. So they're both state diagrams. I did it with squares and straight lines and.
Sorry, I think you just said that.
And what were my input variables? A and B. A and B. I'm going to type this. Be neater. How many letters am I going to need? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. How many bits am I going to need to represent these? Is there any way to combine two of them so that we only need 3 bits? Probably. You don't have to do this the same way as I'm doing it. This is entirely your call, how you want to label each one. The truth is, when I code this, I probably would only use 3 bits, and I would cheat on one of them. If I were coding it for just myself, but I'm not going to do that here. That's good enough. And what were our others?
Give 10 half total.
And the last one?
Give 10 half 5.
What does the H20 spell?
H2O?
Yeah.
H2O? Like water?
Oh, I thought you were trying to say like half 20 or something.
And you also dispense H2O. We assumed you did on all of these others as well. If you're giving change, you're also giving out water, but we're not going to deal with that. Okay, so for reset, that'd be A, B, C, F, and 0, 0. So your output is 0, 0 whenever you don't have enough money to give water. When you just give out water and no change, that's 1, 1. If you give out 5 cents, that's 0, 1. If you give out 10 cents, that's 1, 0. Give 10 cents, that's 1, 0. Zero. Okay. If you do nothing here, you stay here, and you stay here, and you stay here, and you go back to reset. You go back to reset. You go back to reset. You go to C. You go to B. And somebody tell me if you see me make a mistake. All this is coming from memory.
Whole semester of memory?
Nah, just from the page before. 10 cents. If 5, you go to D. If 15 cents, you go to E. And then you'll behave like reset. All of the ones below, no. Yeah, these 3 all behave like reset, so they will all be BCF. D. And if you have 5 cents and you get 25, that's 30. That goes to G. E. You have 10 cents, you have 25. It's 35. So that's I. F. H. Give 10 cents, have 10 cents, that will behave like 10 cents. Give 10 cents, have 5 cents, that will behave like 5 cents. Woo! That's pretty. I deserve an A. Did anybody see any mistakes that I made? How many of you were following along and thinking rather than just copying? No.
We have 2 homeworks and a quiz due today, aside with this.
So no thinking? No. All right. Okay, now you will also have to code. Now, the good news is it's going to be mostly, once I show you the template, it's not that hard to fill in, but you really are going to have to follow the template, and I suggest that you do that. So rather than trying to say, I'm just going to figure it out myself, which I would encourage you to do if you have the time and if you have Vivedo yourself and you can play around with it. But with the limited time in the lab, I really suggest you like kind of follow these steps for the template. I'm going to stop recording and I'll